Shit.
Hey guys. Okay.
All right. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
I approve.
Wunderbar.
AG, that's the same music he plays every week. You know that, right?
It is.
Is it?
It is.
You play the same one?
You said you liked it about 6 weeks ago, and I've played the same one every week.
Awesome. And I think the more I hear it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Welcome to Recovery Revolution Live. Today's date is Thursday, October 13th. 13th? 14th.
13th.
Your local time is 6:10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
8:10 Eastern Standard Time.
But it's also 7:10 Central Standard Time.
Yeah,
But
Central is 7:10.
Good try, though.
A for effort.
Hey, I've been in the sun all day.
What time zone are you in now, JR?
I'm in San Jose, Costa Rica, coming to you live.
Yeah, but what time zone are you in?
He doesn't know.
I'm in San Jose, Costa Rica, coming at you live.
He knows what time it is.
I don't think he does.
Hey, last week, I didn't want to admit it, but I had the time zone screwed up.
It's common. I mess up time zones all the time, man. I can't say much.
Welcome, Steve.
Yes, welcome,
Hey, thank
Steve.
you.
Yeah, we got a special guest, everyone.
Good to be here.
Sorry, I was too busy looking up what time zone Costa Rica was. GMT.
GMT.
That's what I said.
What is that? What does that stand for?
So mountain time, probably, right?
I thought I don't know. Never
Well,
mind.
Mountain
'cause I'm-
2
Isn't,
hours.
isn't it that chemical that your brain produces when you die?
No,
that's
that's
DMT.
Yeah.
I was just messing around. I knew that.
Well, because I'm a G and I'm in the mountain time zone. GMT.
Man, you are a straight G.
It was good to see
OG.
everybody. And Steve, what's going on, brother? How you
How
doing,
are you?
man?
I'm
Good,
doing
man.
Well. I'm doing well.
Where you coming to us from?
Massachusetts, south of Boston.
South of Boston. I don't hear that Boston accent, man.
No, I'm from Connecticut, but I've been
Okay.
up here about 7 years. So just a hop, skip, and a jump from where I grew up. A couple hours.
Don't tell me you're a Red Sox fan.
I am.
Oh, I gotta go.
Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics, and the Rams, but not the Patriots.
Not the Patriots. Good. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, Brett, we gotta do a better job of screening. You know that.
Yeah, I'm gathering that.
You see my shirt? We
Buffalo
would have had a
Bills.
problem if you're a Patriots fan.
Cowboys.
They're going. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
The Bills?
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
finally going to win it.
Yeah.
About dang time.
Didn't they win a bunch with Jim Kelly?
Lost four in a row.
The 90s.
Hey, they were beating the Cowboys at the half that one year.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're winning at the half if you lose the game.
I thought they went in the halftime like we won.
Right.
If we got the third and fourth quarters.
They lost 4 times in a row. I still
that's
think they're the only team
second
that's good on
place.
that.
They were second place. That's something they can console themselves with.
Who cares? The only reason that people remember that they didn't win that Super Bowl is because they lost 4 in a row. So they came in second place 4 times in a row. Otherwise, you'd never know.
Hey, there's like 20-something other teams that would kill to be in that position.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there's 32 teams, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember.
So
I don't
if
watch
20 teams would kill
Sports
that, there's
ball.
still a decent amount that would not.
All I know is my Rams are not going to repeat. I know that. A little disappointing, but whatever. Last year's Magic Carpet Show was nice. So
That was yeah.
That
They
was
were a
nice.
surprise.
We
They
need
sure
the
were.
people in the comments to help us out with some of this stuff, like
What do you
how
want
many
us to
teams
help
there
us with?
are, time zones, all that kind of stuff. We need some interaction and some help. Clearly,
We want to hear about your day. Tell us something. Make a comment. Well, in the meantime, Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, why you wanted to come on a recovery podcast, and
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I originally reached out to Brett. I saw the podcast, and I'm an addict. I'm in recovery. I'm an alcoholic. I'm in recovery. I've been clean since December 3rd, 2016, clean and sober.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm coming up on 6 years, actually, next month or 2 months from now. And it's been a long process getting here. It took me, took me most of my life to get 6 years. In other words, I bounced in and out for a long time when I first got introduced to recovery. I wasn't a one-hit wonder. You know, I didn't get it the first time, and but I'm just grateful I did, and my life is really good and simple and predictable and consistent, and it's just I'm just really grateful, man, because I look back on the way things were, and you know that saying, I'm a miracle, and it's true. It's true, because I know a lot of people that, and as I'm sure you do too, that aren't here, and we are, and why, you know, I don't know. I'm just grateful that, you know, I'm here just for today. I'm clean and sober, and
so I have a question for you then. You
Sure.
just left it wide open. So you said you were in and out a lot.
yeah.
Do you feel like each time you came back in, you gained something that helped you get to the 6-year point now?
I mean, it was demoralizing because I knew that this recovery thing worked because I saw the evidence, you know. I saw it in people that were like me that struggled and now had multiple years clean. And there were times I felt like, okay, that worked for them, good for them, but this ain't going to work for me. And there were times I was ready to say, you know, I'm not going to make it. You know, I'm not going to be one of the whatever percentage is. It's not. Most of us stay using. Most of us stay active, right? Like we're the exception to the rule. So I just, in my head, justified relapsing by like, okay, well, I'm in the majority. I'm not in the minority. And I had people in my life that my phone never stopped ringing. I always got texts and, hey, we're here when you're ready. Come on back. You know, this thing works. And I knew it worked. And I would come back. I'd go on a run and then I would drag myself back. And I was welcome back. You know, the fellowships, both fellowships were really good to me. And I appreciated that. But as far as learning something, as far as learning from like my relapses, I mean, you know, the typical, it ain't getting any better out there.
Well, I hate to break it to you, and I don't want to tell you you're wrong, but every time you came back in, it sounds like you got some hope that recovery was possible because you said you saw that it worked. It just wasn't working for you. So obviously,
you got a point there. I came back because I knew it worked. Like if I didn't think it worked, I wouldn't have came back. And I came back because I knew it was possible. And I just kept getting in my own way. You know, I didn't take the suggestions. I took a few of them, but I wouldn't take that one. You know, I would take these, but I wouldn't take those. And it's an all-in thing for me. You know, it's an all-in or nothing. So until I stopped doing that and took all the suggestions.
And I only say that just because, you know, if someone's in active addiction listening or or they're like struggling and they don't know if they can make it, you know, like you get something even if you don't feel like it in the moment, or even if you don't realize later that you got something. Like
I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Yes. So by going to meetings, I got introduced to the rooms and recovery in 2003. And when I was first there, I heard things that were profound, and I identified with them. Like, wow, yeah, that makes sense to me. Like, wow, that makes sense to me. And I was watching people, and I was soaking it in. I was observing and listening. And I would go to meetings in other states. I've been to rehab in several different parts of the country, and they had this one thing that was consistent among all these people that were staying clean and sober. I mean, they went to meetings, they hung out with other clean and sober people, they had a sponsor, they worked the steps, and they didn't pick up no matter what. So like those 5 core things were amongst all these people that I met. And I'm like, this is no coincidence. So I knew it was possible. And you're right. That hope kept me coming back, because I knew the answers were in those rooms. And I would go out and I would run and I would beat myself up, and then I would drag myself. I'd either go to treatment or I'd drag myself back to the rooms and pick up another white chip, another white key tag, and try it again. And I'm telling you, when I picked up 1,000 white key tags, that's not an understatement. Because from 2003, when I first got introduced, until 2016, I was in and out. So that's 13 years. And, there were months, and, I could never hit that magic year mark, and I did a lot of sober houses, and I met a lot of people in recovery, and I met a lot of really, really good people, like really good people that I'm still friends with, that I still talk to, from different parts of the country. And they inspired me. Like the people that came, my predecessors, they inspired me. And I owe a debt of gratitude for their patience and their willingness to, hey, pick me up verbally. Like, they lifted my spirits. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's go. We're going to a meeting. They pushed me. And it was only when I would veer off on my own and get away from these people that I would mess up and relapse. But when I was with them, I stayed clean. When I stuck in the middle, like they say, in the middle of the herd,
Yep.
I did pretty well. It was only when I would veer off and go do things my way. Like I said, I'll take that suggestion, but no, I still want to go to that place, or I want to go see that person, or, no, you shouldn't do that. It's not a good idea. People, places, things. Yeah, well, I can do it. And I just kept proving myself wrong. Man. And I'm just grateful for those people in my life that I met, because they inspired me. They motivated me. They were powers of example, and they still are today.
I commend you on your courage, man, to pick up, to keep coming back to the rooms, man, because, I mean, a lot of us, we don't get it the first couple of times that we try. We don't really know what recovery can do for us, because, we're so used to living in addiction where, it's like instant gratification, do this, damn the consequences of whatever we do. Recovery actually takes work, and it's long-term gratification, because, we don't see the results instantaneous. I mean, is anybody here? Well, AG probably is a white chip wonder.
Not me.
No? Yeah, I had 4 or 5.
Dude, I got a ton.
Yeah.
Yep, I got a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, but like Steve here, I'm just that way. I always learn things the hard way, and I had every reservation, and I thought I was smarter, better, faster, stronger, and I wasn't gonna get tripped up in the same places that other people did, and I kept trying my own thing until I exhausted every possibility, and eventually I had that gift of desperation, man, and I was willing to let go of all my reservations and just do what they fucking told me to do.
Yeah. Teachable.
Yeah. I had to get my ego needed to be smashed into a million pieces for sure.
Yeah, I had to be smacked down.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, that easier, softer way, no, it doesn't work. I've tried every which way to get around it, but in the end, I'm like, yeah, have I failed 10,000 times, or I found 10,000 ways that didn't work? And I was like, time for me to humble myself and take this serious because my life hangs in the balance. I mean, I was facing multiple years in prison before I finally admitted I had a problem.
Yeah, we're fortunate.
Amen, bro. Amen.
And sometimes I try not to go there too far, but like, why me and why not them? Like, I know a lot of good guys that, I'm certainly no better than these guys, and they're dead. And they didn't do anything I didn't do. They just happened to die from it. And it's like, you can't really stay in that. But somebody said to me, they explained it to me really well. They said, well, that comes with a price tag or that comes with a responsibility. So you made it. So now it's your responsibility to share this message and to keep showing up and to keep showing up to these meetings and help the newcomer. And so that's why you made it. Maybe it sounds, makes sense to me. Like, that's my responsibility. And I feel like that's all our responsibilities that are in recovery, because
step 12.
Despite our best efforts, we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
That's purpose.
And I was looking for my statistic because, me and data. And so addiction. Most people, it's 4 to 5 years before they even are help seeking. Then it's an 8-year cycle before they reach full sustained remission. And then another 5 years on the continuum of care to continue that. So once you've hit 5 years in sustained recovery, then you're equally likely to suffer from the recurrence as somebody that's never had an addiction before. So, 5 years is the magic number. So congratulations, you've made it 6. You're
almost 2 more months.
Almost. Sorry.
Yeah, no fronts, Ashley. No fronts.
Yeah.
Well, I had
credit here. Recovery's earned daily.
Here's the big one. 60 to 75% of individuals with substance use disorder will achieve full sustained remission.
Nice. There it is.
It's the average is like 5 times of trying, but that's because some people it takes 25 and some people 3. So the average is in the middle, but the odds are better than what we're sold they are.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm saying we're not miracles. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if you don't think if you think we're miracles and you can't do it, well, like, you can.
Right.
Hey,
There's a common formula for success, right? I mean, it's not hard. Like, I heard someone say, it's a simple program. Einstein won't get it, but Bozo will.
Yeah, for real.
And that made a lot of sense to me.
Keep coming back.
Follow directions, right? I mean, do what this guy did. I mean, he's not Superman. He was caught out just like I was, and he did it, and so did he, and so did he, and so did he. And guess what? They're doing a lot of the same stuff. Like, that's a simple. I had to break it down to that simplicity. Like, just follow directions, Steve. Follow suggestions, Steve.
Well, it's like I always say, the most important thing I learned in recovery is that I don't know shit. You know what I mean? I need direction. I need guidance.
Yes. Our heads are out to kill us.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sometimes. For sure.
Let's give a big shout out to Billy Christian.
Yes, sir.
And his crew from Strong Island, New York.
Strong Island.
Is it cold in New York?
Oh, I bet it is.
You want to know the temperature here?
83.
No, it was 80 at 7:30. So
Hmm.
78, 79, we're going to guess. Oh, it's 80 at 8:28. 80 degrees.
Nice.
How cold is it
Welcome
there,
to Florida.
Jason?
I
Get a
don't
jacket
even
on.
know. My phone is over there
Oh.
somewhere, so I don't care. But yeah, it's probably like
Wait.
in the 40s.
Your phone is over there and you're not on it chatting. I think this is the
Correct.
first time ever.
Well, A, I'm usually in the comments, but B, I bought a new phone today. So right now it's like transferring data and stuff, and that's going to take forever. So it's just over there. Yeah.
Billy said it's freezing.
Yeah. It's like in the 40s right now.
That's cold.
It is kind of. Yeah.
That's like December, January for here.
Yeah, true.
On a cold day, not the typical.
I've never been to Florida, so I don't know.
No?
I don't know nothing about that.
You should come down in
Jason.
November.
That would be sweet.
They're having in Miami, they're having a recovery football game at Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans.
Really?
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have 2 tickets to that.
Nami's got tickets?
No, not Nami. Ashley.
AG got tickets?
Yeah. Robin got them for me from Safe Campus. They got like 50 for people in recovery. So they're like, if you know people in Florida, and I know last year it was smaller. They had more organizations doing it this year, but they got to go on the field. They met players before the game, so it's worth coming down, Jason. And
yeah,
Randy Grimes is going to be there because pro athletes
amazing.
for recovery, or White Sands. I'm not sure which one is a sponsor.
Tight.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
Uncle Randy.
Is that your uncle for real? No, it's not.
No.
I didn't think so. He's just got a cool last name.
Yeah. And it's not my maiden name, so it's not like we're really related.
Gotcha.
Even if he was related, it would be to my ex-husband. I just never changed my name after he got divorced.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I had this last name since 2009. I was like, I'm not changing my license again, my diploma, any of that stuff.
Okay. Steve, so when did you start writing? You want to tell us a little bit about your book and what motivated you, what inspired you?
Sure.
Those are writer questions right there.
I always liked writing when I was a kid, and it was always been a bucket list of mine to be a published author. I didn't know what I was going to write, but I just wrote like stories and stuff. So I like to write ever since, as long as I can remember. And so, like I said, I was introduced to the rooms of AA and NA in 2003 after my first treatment, my first of many treatments. And like I said, I was in the meetings and all these things I was hearing that I found to be very profound, funny. I identified. They made a lot of sense to me. And I was like a sponge listening to these people speak. And I really felt like I belonged. That was another thing that kept me coming back, is that I knew after being around in the meetings for a while that I was a lot alike. Any meeting I could go to anywhere, and this is true today, and you guys know this, I'm more like the people in these rooms than I am people I've known my whole life. We are a lot alike. No matter where we're from, we're very similar. We have a lot of similar traits, right? I mean, it's just true. So when you feel like you're part of, you're not afraid to go. And once I started talking to people and realizing, yeah, I think like that too. Holy shit, you think like that? Oh wow, you did that? Yeah. So suddenly I wasn't so afraid of the meetings like I was when I first got there. I was like, holy shit, what's this about? Is this a cult? But then I realized these people are just like me, man. They're a lot like me, as a matter of fact. So I heard these things, and some of them we've heard a million times. But for me, it was all new, and they were really powerful to me. So I had this thought, which to this very day, I think was a God-inspired thought, because, you know, it's any thought that I usually have, especially back then, is more like, how can this help me? Like self-centered Steve type of thought, right? So anytime I get a thought that I think is beneficial to other people, I think that's a God-inspired thought. So I had this idea, wow, wouldn't it be cool to write a book just with quotes from all these quotes I'm hearing? So I started taking them down, you know, like stuff that moved me, stuff that resonated with me. And I would take them down on my phone. I would go back to my car. I'd write them down. I had tons of papers with all these quotes that, you know, here's one that I'm sure we've heard a million times, but back then I just heard it and I was like, wow, if you do what you always did, you're going to get what you always got, right? Like, wow, that makes sense to me, you know? So all these quotes, some of them we've heard a lot, some of them that were unique to the person that said it. I started writing them down, and I knew right away what I was going to call the book. It just came to me, because up here, I don't know if you guys have the same thing. After we share, we say, thanks for letting me share. And they say, thanks, Steve. And they go on to the next person. So the title of the book is Thanks for Letting Me Share. And it just seemed like a really good idea to me. But here's the thing. I wrote all these things down, you know, starting in 2003. You know, I would take breaks. Obviously, when I was using, I wasn't doing it. Then I go back. I didn't put the book together until the pandemic started and we were in lockdown. I had all these papers everywhere. You know, I still had them. And I said, this is it. If there's no other time, it's now. You know, I was clean for a few years. Let me do this. And I did it. And I went on Amazon KDP and I published it, self-published it, self-edited it, which, you know, I never published a book before. I'm not an editor. And there were some typos and I fixed them, you know, over the course. So now the book is exactly kind of how I want it. And it's good. Everybody that's read it has enjoyed it. It's titled, you know, it's simple. It's Getting Here, Staying Here, and Higher Power. Those are the 3 chapters. And there's like 368 quotes in the book. And anytime I sell 2, because they take printing costs and stuff, I buy one and mail it out to a random rehab somewhere in the United States. I have a whole list of rehabs and I just send them out sporadically. So if I get sales, I send out a lot more. If I don't get sales, I'll spend my own money. So I've got this list of rehabs and I'm probably like, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through it. I'll send 2 books. I'll send 1 book, because, you know, I think I have this visual of some person like me coming to recovery for the first time. They pick up this book and they read it and they identify with it. And I think it'll plant the seed. And it was a lot of fun finally putting it together. And I laughed because some of them are funny. And then I cried because some of them are tragic. You know, there's some guys that, like, I've heard these quotes from people. Most of them were people I've known, but a lot of them were just people in meetings that I was like, wow. So I remember some of the guys that aren't here anymore that I lived with in the sober houses. And it was good for me to do that. It helped me a lot. And I can't tell you how good it feels for me to take one of these books or go on Amazon and punch in the address and send it. It's like a high I have never experienced. You know, there's no hit or no drink that ever gave me that feeling. And it's just, it's a good feeling. You guys know it's a good feeling because I know it's benefiting and it benefits me. So I'm just really happy I did it. I finally did it. You know, I had the idea back in 2003, and I'm working on part 2. So I'm doing it again. I'm writing down the quotes this time. I'm a little more organized, and this time, you know, there's no breaks where I'm out there using. So it's pretty consistent, and I got a good amount of new, powerful, profound, funny quotes that I've heard in the meetings, and I'm going to put together a thanks for letting me share part 2. So, and I also had it made, I paid a professional narrator, you know, like a guy with a really good voice. So you can get it on audio tape too. And a lot of my friends listen to it in their car, and that was fun too. That was, you know, it was just the whole process. I really enjoyed it. And I'm just glad that other people enjoy it too. It's one of my best accomplishments in life, to be honest with you. And
That's super cool, man. That's super cool.
You'll like it, and I'll be happy to mail you a copy. Give me your address, email me your address. I'll send you out as many as you want. I got a lot of books, and you'll like them.
Would you be willing to do a free raffle giveaway to our viewers?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brett.
I have plenty of them. I have
He says Brett.
Brett's the reliable one.
Yeah, he needs me to set it up.
You know what's so amazing about that is like I can, how when like you're with your people and like they've got you. I always feel like I have to be the responsible one wherever I go places, and when I'm here, like I don't have to be responsible. It's so freeing. I'm like so irresponsible because Brett's got us.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome. Ye old Redbeard.
Redbeard. Yeah.
Am I the only one that calls you by your name?
No, I call him Brett too.
It's
call
okay.
him both.
Yeah, that's a win-win, man. Writing, it helps you, it helps others. I do the same thing, man. I've probably sent out hundreds of copies of my book to, just random places and donated to prisons, libraries. I mean, I just want someone whoever it was meant to be, if they could find it and it somehow changes their life, and maybe down the road they say, hey, that's J.R. Weaver. He's the guy that was on the show with that Ashley Grimes, superstar.
What's the title of your book? I'd like to get it.
It's the Addiction Manifesto.
Okay. Is it available on Amazon?
Amazon, yeah, Barnes and Nobles.
I'll send it to you. Since you're going to send me one of yours, I'll send you one of JR's.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I will send it out Saturday. That's the only free time I have this week, which is 2 days from now. So, yeah, I will send them out to whoever wants it Saturday.
Okay.
Sweet, man.
Yep.
Brett, you got the tagline with the hashtag line?
Yeah, I got it.
You had like 5 minutes already, man.
I'm going to tell you, like,
that's cool, man.
I respect the heck out of you because these guys know
Don't
say it. I'm going to say it. Like, no, I'm going to say it, but like with some filter. That the people that are willing to give out their books, like I'm going to advocate and like tell everybody I know about their book. Like we've had people on here that literally hadn't sold like 100 copies of their book, and it was like hundreds in a couple of days because they were giving them away for free, but they wanted people to read it.
Yeah.
They didn't have an excess of money. They were doing it because they wanted to help people. And you are sending it because it gives you joy to be able to send it to others. Like
it does.
Like, so if
it's
you're listening, support the book.
Yeah. I like the fact that long after I'm dead and buried, someone's going to be reading that book somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's the part I like a lot too. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to you guys reading it.
Look, JR won.
No, he entered.
Wait, how do you do the raffle? So you just make like a wheel and you put all the names of the people and then you spin this random sporadic wheel?
No, it's a hashtag. And then the thing picks the person.
It's a feature that's built into StreamYard, and you set a hashtag, and then for each person that comments, it enters them into it, and then I hit a button that says draw, and then it literally just cycles through and just randomly picks someone.
Wow, okay.
Bro, that's tight. So after we get a winner for his book, you should do another one for this t-shirt, Way Out Podcast t-shirt.
Dude, I want one.
Me too.
So far, Jay,
I only have one.
Entered for
I only have one. I swear to God, I only have one. But I can send you the link where you can order my design from Custom Ink.
Send me the link. Yeah, send me the link. I'll order one.
We're not expecting things for free. Like, we're not mooches. We want to support you. We just want one so we can support you.
Well, it wouldn't even support me except for the fact that it's got the... Well, I guess it's like advertising the show. So, yeah, it would support me. But, yeah, I don't get to see that money.
That's take from you for you to have to send it to us.
Well, I'm just saying I would give you all one if I had a bunch of shirts, but I just do not. I do not.
We're not asking for that. We just want to wear it because we're proud of you.
Well, thanks.
I mean, I bought a shirt off Brett and never got it. You don't hear me saying anything about it.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
Mine
snap.
auto
You
ship.
just
When you
did.
buy it, it auto ships.
And Brett is the most reliable one. If you bought it, you would have got it.
Thank you,
Oh.
Ashley.
Yeah, Brett sent me mine right away.
Do you want to talk about your bracelets, mister? We
I
had to
sent
pay
you
money.
bracelets and stickers and a shirt and cake. What else you want?
And
No, I'm
cake?
saying like when it got here, we had to pay the postage.
Oh yeah,
Because they
that's on the
they told
post
you the wrong
office,
price.
because the post office gives you the price to pay, and that tells you the management of post. That's why they're always in the red. They can't figure out their own shipping costs.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
That's
and I
only
had
where you live.
I sent one to someone that lives in the same. I sent it to Asa, who lives 5 minutes from where I was staying, and it cost her like an extra $2.
Yep. I think we all had to pay extra to get your package.
Yeah.
Hey, we got 6 viewers, and only JR made
won.
the comment with that hashtag. Thanks for letting me share. So
And Billy said, "Did I hear giveaway?" And he hasn't entered for his free
Yeah.
copy of the book yet. What are you doing, Billy? Come
all
on,
of you viewers need to put the hashtag in order to have a chance to win. And there's
That's
not a
like,
lot, so your odds are pretty good.
I sent Billy a book last week or before I left.
That's awesome.
You know what's weird? It's like we have 43 shares.
43 shares?
Yeah, it shows it like it's been shared 43 times. But there's
Oh.
4 watching
That's how
currently.
Joshua was
So maybe they just
sharing
come
earlier.
and
Everybody
go.
at.
That was probably all JR sharing.
No,
it
I've
to a
actually only
million
shared it to
viewers.
my page. I haven't. I was in we had a meeting right before, so I got down here late.
Where are
That's
all
why
you Costa Rica
ATV
people at, JR? Come on.
And a few of them.
Apparently sleeping. Yeah, no
He's
shit.
going to realize the longer he lives by the beach, that he's going to be more on AG time than ever.
Billy,
before,
just
because
type
that's
it
what
in,
it does
dude.
to you. It slows you down.
There you go, buddy. Now you got some competition, JR and Ashley.
I already did it before that.
I know. I just said Ashley and JR.
Oh.
Now you guys have competition.
Yeah,
first
right
time
now
I
we have
listened to the show,
three
JR
entries.
was giving away his book, and I won.
Hell yeah.
And I won a Ninja Grill at a
On the-
recovery event the other day. I
I was
bought
gonna say,
$10
not
worth of
here.
tickets, and it's like
Yeah,
a
not
$300
here.
grill.
Oh yeah, Tina. That's what's up.
And I never, ever.
Welcome to the big dance.
Can we give away a grill, JR?
Did you say free?
Oh, I can't hear you. My microphone's going out.
Yeah, can we give away a grill on the live?
This thing is awesome. Like if you look it up,
staticky.
it's like a 6-in-1.
Regular.
You can grill, you can bake in it, you can dehydrate, and it's indoor.
Guaranteed it's going to be expensive as hell to ship that thing, though. Just saying.
I'm not shipping it. I want it.
Well, I thought you just said you wanted to give it away on the show.
Yeah, so we were
No, I
talking
said
about
I
it.
won
Set
it
up
for
the
free.
hashtag.
No, somebody
AG's
said you
grill.
should give a grill away.
I am
AG's grill, Brett.
confused.
I would give it to someone, except it would cost a lot to ship, and I'm just.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to the post office in years.
Don't go. It's a trick.
Man.
Don't go.
I'm
Don't
not gonna
go.
go.
It's not a- it's
I
not a
really
good-
want to go because
Oh,
I would
now
like
we
to
got
know
8
some people, but I
viewers.
won't.
I
Go
shipped.
before the holidays.
I shipped that.
Yeah, it's really
I
getting ready to
shipped
get
that
insane
drone.
at the post office.
Dude, I shipped that drone to Chrissy in Canada, and that was like the biggest pain. Don't ever.
That was so nice of you. You're
I ended
always
up,
so nice.
Well, I ended up going to FedEx because it was much easier. So that's my tip. Go to FedEx. Don't
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
don't
Go
to
to
post
Amazon.
office.
yeah. I started using UPS the last couple things. The shirts and all that. I went to UPS, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna send it through the USPS." I'm like, "No, please don't."
I was at UPS today.
I don't even want to tell y'all how much it cost me to order some books to come down here. I ordered like RAP, wellness, recovery, action planning, and smart recovery for veterans booklets and workbooks. I probably paid $200 in shipping.
Wow.
The books probably cost me $150.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like international priority. I'm like, where's international regular?
Damn. It's because you don't live in the U.S. no more. Hey,
I
Tina,
thought-
it's going good over here. She asked how I was going for.
Oh,
Actually
Tina,
giving away
yeah.
a grill.
Hi, Tina.
We
You
an
want a
agent
grill?
grill.
I would send it to you, Brett.
Thanks.
You deserve my grill.
I need
It's
a
still in the
grill.
box.
I have nothing. I mean, I got like 3 t-shirts and 3 pairs of boxers, which I just flip inside out. So I got 6 days.
What are you talking about?
How he dresses himself every week.
Oh,
What are you talking to? Like, did
He's
someone
got-
ask him a
he's got
question?
3 different-
I'm lost.
He's
We
got
don't
3
have to
different
live like
Duke
that
shirts.
anymore.
Hell yeah, bro.
yeah. Hey, that's a good one. You know how to head out one, man.
Get
I
him,
said that
Steve.
today. I actually said that one today, man.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Get him, Steve.
Hey, we doing the call-in thing? That was cool, man.
If you want to try the calling thing, we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see if anybody calls in. There's the number right there.
Carl always calls me during the show, but not for the show.
Now watch, JR's about to prank us.
Yeah, he'll do.
Look at him.
a
He's looking
terrible
at his
accent.
phone.
I'm sending the link out to people. Thank you very much.
If I see
Oh,
anybody
okay.
with a South Carolina area code,
It'll be Costa Rican this time, buddy.
Yeah.
I still have the same phone number.
Dating in recovery. Is she proposing that as a topic of discussion?
Who?
Tina.
Tina.
Dude, you know, that is something that I just talked about with someone about something else on doing a show on that where you take suggestions from the audience, and dating in recovery was one of them because, you know, I was kind of sharing a little bit about my
Yeah, you're not the best one to give advice right now.
And the guy went through the same. Actually, 2 guys that I spoke to have gone through recently the same thing I went through, and I'm like, dude, yeah, it's tough, man.
Moving to another
Women
country?
suck or brutal.
Yeah, the whole moving to a different country and
Really?
Yeah.
That's the thing?
yeah, it is.
I thought you were the only one.
No, there's thousands of people that do it daily. I think. I don't know.
I don't know about that. A different country, maybe a different area code.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I changed dates with my ex-husband, so Texas, Florida.
Well, they're practically right next door to each other. What are you talking about?
No, they're not.
No, they're
Absolutely
not.
not.
That's a very long drive.
Very long, especially in Texas where he lives. It's like a 23-hour drive.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
not.
don't know. I can drive 23 hours.
You can. I've done it before.
I was bouncing off the walls in the van today, and we drove like 90 minutes. Yeah, they had a section of the road that was wiped out like last week. I'm like, what do you mean wiped out? He's like showing me the side of the road. He goes, yeah, the road used to be up that side, and it's down here now. I'm like, mudslide or something. I don't know. I'm like,
Did you
is
get hit
that
by
a
the
train?
hurricane? Did the hurricane hit you guys?
No.
It hit me.
It's rainy
It did hit
season
you.
here, and there's a lot of mountains, and the roads are like all along the mountains, and beautiful
Florida.
country though. You
We
haven't
have
seen
a
any
lot of
monkeys though. I definitely want to go, feed the monkeys.
I think they said we got like
I said
23.
feed, Jason, not spank the monkeys, okay?
Just go feed them.
So, Tina, you didn't call in live to talk about dating in recovery. We can get this conversation going if you call the number.
Yeah.
Do it.
She's got a year in October. She wants to know she's raring to go.
Oh, she's ready.
She followed
Really?
the rules.
She feels ready. Dude, when I finally followed that suggestion, which I was already trying to do the recovery thing for like a long time, and I never followed that suggestion, but then
Right.
I
A long
I
time.
had like an epic failure in another, relationship type thing, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the year and really just focus on my recovery, and I did that. And by the end of 1 year, I just felt even more scared to get into a relationship. Like I was, I don't know, it just raised more questions than it gave me answers. So then I just kept going, and I think I went like a year and a half before I tried dating again.
Mhm.
And I was in a way better place to handle the curveballs that happened, because that was a really short-lived one. But then I ended up starting to date Sarah, and I've been with her now for a couple of years. So, and it's
Now
been
you're
way
getting matching
better.
pajamas.
Matching
No,
pajamas.
flannels, not
Flannel-
pajamas, just the shirts.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they were pajama pants. We don't wear
Pajama,
flannel shirts in Florida.
no, flannel shirts, because it's going to be chilly, and we're going to the pumpkin patch with the kiddos on Saturday, and I'm going to
Oh,
do that.
Aw.
Dude, you don't even know, man. When I wrote that post, I was like I got pretty emotional, like thinking about it. Just made, like, I don't know why or what it was about it, but it made me just think like how grateful I am, like I think, like, when I used to make fun of people that would do stuff like that and call it corny and shit, it was just like, I didn't even have a family because I estranged myself from my kids, and I destroyed my marriages. And, it was just like, I was probably jealous. So I was hating, I had to put down my haterade.
Tina, if you're watching live, you can call in live. It literally says call in live.
Maybe she doesn't want to talk to us.
Yeah,
I
she
know,
doesn't
but I
like
was just
it.
saying, she said I'm watching
maybe
live,
she's
and then you
shy.
put a call in live right after she
Maybe
posted
she's
it.
shy.
She is
I
definitely
can think of someone else that wasn't real big on talking on the podcast. Huh.
Who was that?
Huh.
Me?
How do I
Ashley
do it?
Grimes.
Is it me? Me? I am the quiet
That
one.
Ugh.
Yes, that's a
AG.
good thing we could talk about. I was actually thinking of that as they were talking. Tina, date others in recovery or not? Other people in recovery, scared of
I ended
others
up with
who could have a
a
recurrence.
normie.
Tina is so stubborn, she will not call. Call us. Let's talk about it. Like,
I said, yeah.
we
Hit us
want to
up.
hear your voice.
What's up?
I ended up with a normie.
Did you?
I did.
That's all right.
My wife is not in recovery.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know which one's better. Like, I would like to hear from Tina, her opinion.
I heard guys used to tell me that you shouldn't date people that are in recovery because you wouldn't go fishing in a toilet bowl. And I thought that was fucked up.
Put it in
Dude,
volume 2,
what the
Steve.
hell, dude? I'll be right back. Let me go pass this number on.
Oh, you're giving your number to?
What is it, Brett's number? So
It's a Google Voice number.
Oh, okay. Well, so there's two sides to this coin. There's people in recovery are going to understand, and they're also going to understand your bull crap and call you out on it faster. They see the signs before others do. So but they're also, I hate to say, more likely to fall. I mean, there's versus like Brett's wife, who's not in recovery, somebody that, if they go down that road and you go with them,
right,
or whatever.
This was like some old timer, that said it.
We got
somebody
calling.
Oh,
all right.
We got a live one.
All right, welcome to the show, caller.
Hi, it's Tina.
Tina!
Yes.
Yeah.
How's everybody?
Good.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I don't want to look stupid or sound stupid, but sincerely, I've got a year Halloween, and I'm as nervous as I could be. not just my failures if I have an emotional connection to somebody or commitment, because then I'll feel guilty because they're bad. And I'm really not good, you guys, yet with boundaries, healthy boundaries, especially healthy sexual boundaries, not on drugs. How horrible is that for me to say that out loud?
No, it's not horrible. It's normal. And you should know that there's no rush. If you're, it sounds like you're experiencing kind of what I did, a year in to that,
Yes, sir.
commitment that I made to myself not to date. It was like, I was even more wondering, like, am I going to be able to love somebody like in a positive and effective way? Am I going to be able to allow somebody else to do the same for me? Like I wasn't ready in a year. I was scared shitless, actually.
But so Tina, I have a question for you. Is
Yes,
it,
ma'am.
do you feel like you're not ready, or do you feel like, I mean, and this is going to be a hard question because I don't know how to say it right, but like, do you think that you're not ready, or do you want to try, like, you are interested in maybe having companionship, or even if it's just like a friend that you flirt with, but you just are afraid of disappointment or getting into something unhealthy?
Most often, something unhealthy. I'm scared of trauma bonding, to be honest with you. In addiction, it was one bad thing happened after another. And healthy relationships aren't supposed to trauma bond.
Right. And it's really common in recovery because we're sharing all these deep, getting vulnerable with each other and stuff.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Trauma bonding is common everywhere.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
there is no relationship on earth that's 100% healthy. Nobody does it perfectly.
Thank you, Mom.
That doesn't mean they're not great and wonderful. Just like I'm great and wonderful, but I'm not that healthy. Like I'm not out running, and I do some damaging crap to my body when I drink Diet Coke, but I'm still pretty amazing. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know where I was going. I'm tired.
Right.
But I think the way that you feel and being nervous is completely normal.
I appreciate you.
And nobody does it right. I've screwed up so many relationships, let me just tell you. I've been emotionally detached. I've been clingy. I've been every spectrum you can be. I've done it. So if you do anything wrong, I've done it worse, I promise. And you get to make up the rules. It's your life. If you don't want to put out, like if you're nervous about going that route, all you got to say is, I've decided I'm not doing that until I've been with someone for 6 months. That was my rule. Like you can make up the rules. It's your life.
Take it slow. Take it slow. I mean, that's the whole point. You want to get to know each other. You want to make sure each other's healthy enough to support a healthy relationship. You don't, I mean, I guess we all seen it in recovery. I mean, it's all 13 stepping where these newcomers, jumping into relationships, and one of them.
Oh, I just recently learned that one. That was funny. My bad.
No, you're good.
Take it slow, take it fast, take it however you want to. You have one life to live, and you get to decide what you do.
Right. Like I was saying, there's no rush if it freaks you out, but at the same time, I think a certain level of fear is a healthy and normal response, right? So like, remember, no risk it, no biscuit.
Well, you got to ask the person on this call, everyone on the phone, was the first person you dated in recovery someone that you stayed with long term? Or are you with now? Nope, not me. So the first one you're going to date is probably not going to be the one or the relationship. So, if you're scared about messing it up, just know you're messing it up with the wrong person probably the first time.
Yeah.
And then the sooner you figure out that they're wrong, the sooner you might find what's right.
Wow. I appreciate you guys, for real. And you guys have a great night, and thanks for being helpful. Okay?
Thanks for watching.
All
right. Good night.
Bye. Hey, Tina, since you called in, if you want the Way Out Podcast t-shirt, hit me up, send me your address, and I'll mail it to you.
Ooh.
I'll send you a book too.
Whoa.
Oh,
And you know
double
what?
whammy.
Tina,
what
if
we
you
love
really
to hear.
want, if you start talking to someone and you want me to interrogate them first, I'll do that.
No, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
An interview, right?
We also had somebody
AG
from
likes
Costa
to be in
Rica.
control.
We had somebody from Costa Rica try to call in a couple times.
I'm a good judge of character, though.
Oh, fuck yeah, I bet.
That's what I'm saying. I'd interrogate and I'd let her know. You're wasting your time.
I'm not doubting it.
JR, somebody from Costa Rica called us 3 times while we were on the phone with Tina. Tell them to call.
It was
call us
not
back.
me. I promise. My
Tell them
hands
to
are
call
right
us
here.
back now that the phone lines are clear.
Yeah.
Tina was important at that time. They can call back.
No, I agree. That's why I didn't take the call. But I'm saying
Thank you.
the phone lines were not clear. We can only take one call at a time. This isn't a big production fancy radio station. I only have one Google Voice number.
We did. We begged her.
Like basically on our knees. So like she had our undivided attention. She was.
Yes. Well, we would do that for anybody. We're not going to just be like, oh, sorry, you're boring. We're going to see if this next caller is more interesting. We would never say that to a person.
There's nobody that's boring.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was just whatever. I was just saying it to say it. It wasn't like an actual
I know, but that just like
example.
said it. I don't think I've ever like thought of it like that before until you said. I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, like nobody.
It's not looking.
Nobody would have been cut off in order for us to take another call. Is all I'm saying.
That's
well, I can't say nobody.
Oh.
But most people wouldn't.
Okay.
Was Billy our first caller?
I thought it was your niece.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
I think
ago.
it was. I think it was Ashley. I think I cut her off.
No, it was me, and then Ashley was after me.
No, I think it was me actually, but they hung up on me.
Yeah, JR pranked the phone number.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
I got it. Well, no, that was after because you couldn't get the phone line to work, and then I got through, and then
because I was just like, let's do this live, and I hadn't tested it. Yeah, good stuff.
But yeah, Billy, you were the first actual viewer, caller person. Good job. Thank you.
Ashley Neeson, my favorite snapperhead niece. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, we got another caller, guys.
All right.
Is that Bond music?
214. Where's that?
Dope.
That's the Google Voice number. Welcome to the Recovery Revolution Live. I'm not going to put their phone number on the screen, Ashley. Jeez.
Okay, that was a blonde moment that I'm not that blonde, but.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Kayla, and I was calling to ask a question about so I've heard a lot about going to an SLE after being in treatment. I know it's good for, I guess, having the accountability. But I've had friends who were there where there was a lot of relapsing and things, and so I guess I was curious about what you guys would say are the benefits of sober living, and what kinds of things would I keep in mind when I'm trying to locate one.
Good question.
I think the first step, you're killing it, is you're asking questions, and I have not met very many people that have asked questions about. So that's the first step. You're killing it. Check.
Yeah, and when you're looking for a place, ask them, because different sober living have different rules or requirements for people that are staying there. Some of them allow people to use I don't even know. There's some in Minnesota anyway that literally have people actively living in their sober living environment, and it's stupid.
So I'm gonna tell you, that I've met some people that said sober living saved their life, that they would have not have made it in recovery without sober living. I think Ryan Hampton said that on Mobilize.
He did.
So, there's a lot to be said about figuring out with other people that are figuring it out, and those bonds that you make, figuring it out together and trying to share the purpose of finding recovery together, and having someone to support you all the time and accountability. So there's a lot to be said about that, but there are a lot of not good sober living facilities.
Mm-hmm.
I know owners that have done drugs in their own sober living facilities. So I don't know the state that you're in or what the regulations are there either. But, call them, ask questions. Like, you're getting your money. Like, you can interview them.
Sure.
Yeah, sober living environments are a great way, or they're a great way to keep the standard of care, the recovery standard of care going straight, because that's where so many people trip up, leaving treatment. They try to go back to, the parents' house or the same environment that they left, that they got in trouble with, thinking that they're, bigger, badder, and stronger, but they end up, get tripped up again and they're right back where they started. So I highly recommend, doing your research for what area you're potentially moving into. Find out the good ones, the bad ones,
right,
and just take it from there. I mean, interview with them, because I think you have to do a intake interview with them. I highly recommend Oxford. They're one of my favorites. I have, a lot of people that I got sober with went through Oxford, and they're still sober today. So they're one of my favorites. And Kayla, where do you hail from?
Costa Rica.
He knew already, you fucker. Okay.
You knew this whole time?
What?
No, JR knows her.
I know. He knew this whole time?
He did.
Are you looking for a sober living facility in Costa Rica? Because we have somebody there that we'll send out to interview for you, since he's just pulled the rug over our faces.
I was looking currently at sober livings in California.
Like what area of California? Because I'm telling you, between the 5 of us, we know a lot of people in recovery, and we would be able to tell you reputable places.
Yeah.
East Bay area.
East Bay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll ask on our page, and we'll see what people say about which ones are good in that area.
I think I know how to get in touch with her.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Right.
Let's get Carl.
But I was gonna say though too, real quick, that an important thing is knowing your own boundaries, right, and your own limits, because certain ones may be more lax, like a harm reduction kind of deal, where they're like, hey, as long as you're not in here injecting your drugs in front of people, you can use, maybe you need to know your limitations personally to protect your own recovery. But I also believe that if your heart's really in it, you can make it work almost anywhere. If you're applying yourself, if you're, like Steve said earlier, getting in the middle of, the community, and you're working a strong program for yourself, whatever that looks like for you, then I think that you can definitely succeed. I mean, the whole point of sober living is give you a structured living environment with a built-in support system that allows you time and the chance to rebuild your life or begin that process before going out into the real world. So you want to, find places for that continuum of care that are going to allow you to live at a reduced rent, and be able to eventually start working, and then by paying that reduced rent you can save money, and make sure you're on solid footing before you go out and do it on your own. So I mean, you could definitely be successful pretty much anywhere, as long as you're honest with yourself about your own personal limitations, I believe.
And I think that you made me think of something when you're talking, Jason, is that, and I've never really thought about this before either, is that you don't have to know what your pathway is going to be forever, but you need to know what it is right now. Because if you go to a sober living facility that is heavily AA, and that's where they go to meetings together, and you don't feel comfortable at AA, then it might not be the, there might be somebody somewhere else when you're interviewing, or if there's an NA path, or if they're just, knowing if you want a church-based, or if you want yoga, or just knowing that stuff, because you'll know what's in the area also. And
right. I don't know what it's like in Cali, but I mean, around here, I think most of them pretty much, they might require you to go to like 2 recovery meetings in a week, but they're really open about like what kind that is. You can try any kind of meeting you want, it still counts, so
I think
hopefully most places are like that in Cali too, I would think.
But sometimes they have like a van that goes together, and if she's coming from Costa Rica, she might not be coming with a car, so you want to know like
probably not from a sober living, from like a treatment or like an extended care treatment, they do the vans, but like sober living, you're living in a house,
you're on your own,
you're renting a room, you gotta like take buses or walk or get rides and shit.
Ask somebody. I need a ride. Hey,
somebody in the house will have a vehicle that'll offer.
I mean, that's the same thing. If there's no one in the house that's on your pathway, you're not going to ever have a ride to a meeting.
Hey, you guys, I lived in a lot of sober houses, and one in particular was probably the one that benefited me the most. And I wrote a poem about it that I think you'd like, and I think it might help the caller. Do you mind me reading it real quick?
Do it up.
The name of the place was Sober City, and it was 3 houses on this one lot. So I wrote this a few years ago. The driveway was long. It came to a lot. This was far from your average spot. It held 3 homes that held many men. They became brothers, and they became friends. Backgrounds were different. Their stories were the same. They all had lives they wanted to reclaim. Some stayed, some left and come back. The newcomer was always welcomed into the pack. Roommates talked late into the night. They needed each other with all of their might. The circle was large. The circle was strong. Inside it, we shared our victory song. Food, laughter, sweat, and tears. Sharing success and sharing our fears. Basketball cookouts, working on cars. I never found this camaraderie inside of the bars. Hot days, cold days, snow and rain. The hope and love killed the pain. Reunited with families, kids, and wives. I saw miracles there and transformed lives. Some made it, some didn't, and some still try. We never forgot each and every guy. Fireman, Ponytail, Rory, Sal, VP, Mark, Mike S, and Mike C. God decided he needed them more than we. Our bond is eternal. It can never be broke. Sober City saved lives and took off our yoke. None of us know what the future brings, but we learned it's better if we do those 5 things. So that place was instrumental, and I still have lifelong friends from there. I bonded with these guys like it was just a really, really good place for me. And I'm really grateful.
That's an awesome poem, man. Thank you for sharing that with us, bro.
It's deep.
Thanks.
That's great.
Yeah, sober living is a good idea. And especially if you're in treatment and the counselor says they're looking at your sheet because they know your life story because you've told them your life story, and your counselor says, I suggest, that's what happened to me when I went to a first one. He said, it doesn't look like you do too well going back to your old, where you live. Maybe you should try sober living. And I said, okay, I'll try it. And I got introduced. That's where I was introduced to the rooms. And I got thrown out of a few of them because I relapsed. But I kept coming back. I get into another one. And I met good guys. And I gravitated toward the people, not at first, but the people that were serious about recovery, because we know who's who. So if you're in a sober house and you can see people that are talking about drug stories and, glamorizing it, and then you see the people that are reading the books and going to the meetings, those might be the ones that we want to hang out with. We know who's who. And it's really up to us who we gravitate towards, because you're going to find people in sober houses that aren't serious about it, and you're going to find people in sober houses that are really trying to make it work. So depending on how we are, that's who we'll hang out with. And that is a big deciding moment as far as if we're going to make it or not.
Ding.
That's my experience.
Awesome.
Sorry, my mic
guys.
was muted.
I feel like you gave me some good ideas of what to think about, what to ask, how it could benefit my recovery, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thank
God
you.
bless you.
Was it the Bay Area, California? I'm putting the post up now, and I don't want to say
East Bay.
East Bay.
I think that's what you said.
East Bay.
Yes, yeah.
East Bay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I didn't want to.
Thank you, anonymous caller.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I'm sure East Bay is a big area. No one's going to be able to find you just by that.
Thank you so much.
Thank
yeah,
you for calling.
appreciate you.
Thanks, Kayla.
God bless. Doodaloo. Dude, I like it when people call.
I do too.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool.
It's fresh. It's hip.
You're hip. Look at you. GQ. You look good, bro. I'm telling you.
I think it's just because he's not in a cave anymore. He's got some light in the room he's recording in.
I think it's
Yeah,
not
that
stress.
could be.
And the sun. All that
The sun,
beach
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I'm burning up. I've actually got a little sunburn. I probably should use sunblock, but right.
And he's around his people all the time. He thrives in groups and helping people.
I'm the shy one. How
Oh,
many
yeah.
times do we have to establish that baseline?
You ain't shy. Remember the first time we met, bro, and it was like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
we're yelling like at
Yeah.
the top of our lungs.
Yeah,
And
we
we're
didn't
like
care.
high-fiving and shit. And people were probably like, oh, dude, they must be really good friends. And we're like fucking never even met each other before. He's like,
Dude, that
bro,
was a trip,
yeah.
Yeah, we were like BFFs right off the top.
We're at Mobilize, dude.
Then all three of us wore the same shirt. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
meant to be.
We looked good.
I still have yet to meet any of you in person.
You're going to get a big hug when you do, big boy.
I haven't met Steve. I haven't met Brett. But Jason and JR.
Same.
Hey, Carl's coming to visit me.
Yeah, he hasn't called me in a couple of days. What's up with him?
I don't know.
He hasn't called me in a couple months. Tell him I said hi.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of him for his school stuff. He looks like he's doing well.
Oh, Carl.
Let's call him up. Brett, call
No,
him.
that's not how this works.
Call him up.
Can we do outbound calls?
Of course we can.
Dude, let's do it, man.
He's probably at work.
Oh, like,
That's why he left the show.
dude, he's they do coffee, man. He told me they have coffee hour.
Coffee hour.
With his espresso coffee machine he brought to work.
Nice. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So, Steve, what's your favorite memory since you've been in recovery?
My wedding. Easily.
Yeah.
I got
No.
married in recovery.
No.
Was she in recovery?
I'm sorry. Yeah, she's in recovery.
Awesome.
Yeah. She's got a lot more time than me. And so when you were talking about that earlier about, whether it's good to, it's good for me because like you said, we know when we're acting out or we can call each other on our bullshit, it's good. It's very helpful. It's very helpful because you can't really, they know, my wife knows how I think because she thinks like me as well. So, and we know each other pretty well and it's tough to explain. The bottom line is, it's like any two addicts, who are trying to help each other and one not necessarily has more recovery than the other, because a newcomer or somebody in the rooms that's new can call out their sponsor on their shit. You know what I mean? So even though my wife has a lot more time than me, you know, I can see behaviors or when things are not going, they're going south in certain areas. We can say, hey, maybe you should do this, or hey, Steve, maybe you should do that. You know what I mean? It's just easier to call each other on when we're veering left and we should be going straight, I guess is a good way to put it. It's
Tina?
grounding, very grounding.
Tina, Steve just gave you some hope. So
yeah, I recommend it. Just because it worked for me.
Like Ashley said, you know, like the first couple, I've dated 4 people that were people in recovery since I entered recovery, like 7 years ago. And the first 3 didn't work out, and the current one did. And it's actually the healthiest relationship I've ever been in. It's wonderful, you know?
Yeah.
So here. I think you just got to find your person. But if you don't show up for life and try, then you never learn, you know, you never get to make the mistakes. Is that a call?
That's a call.
We got a live one.
Hello, caller.
Hello, this is Tanya.
Yay!
Hey, Tanya.
Sup?
I just hopped on the live, so I'm missing everything on there. So what am I calling? I don't know what I'm calling for. You guys just told me to call.
It's the live. You can say whatever you want or ask questions or just...
What, dear caller, what's on your mind?
It's all about you.
Well, I don't even know what you guys were talking about because I literally just hopped on. I was on counseling. So
we can talk about counseling. I like counseling. Just whatever.
We want to talk about counseling. Oh, we just went over my PTSD symptoms and.
Oh, you don't have to tell us personal if you don't want. I'm just saying, like, we could talk about counseling in general. I wanted to give you that option. I'm not saying you have to.
Yeah, we also talked about dating in recovery, and then we talked about sober living. And then we talked a little more about, well, you know, that dating topic again, but the success story over here. This is Steve with a marriage.
Dating in recovery. Well, I'm married, but my suggestion on dating in recovery would be to heal first, and then look for that relationship, because you want to be 100% on your end before you go out and try to find that significant other.
I don't know that I'll ever be 100% healed.
Well, no, but you know what she means. Like,
no, I know. I'm just saying.
Because if you haven't done any hard work to heal, it's gonna reflect itself in your quality of your relationship anyway. You know, like
right. You're bringing all that toxicity they bring a lot of toxicity into it. If we're the same people we were,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's going dope.
I have a great thing that I want to run by you. I think you're the perfect person for this. So the other day when we were watching Mobilize, because it was virtual this year, Honesty Liller said that if she won the lottery and had an unlimited amount of money, what she would do with it is she would have a program for moms for the first year, like moms that are in recovery, so they wouldn't have to buy anything for their babies for the first year. Diapers, like to support them, you know, to help, you know, there's a lot of stress, all that stuff. So I was thinking about it and talking to somebody yesterday, and I'm like, we really should start like a grant and do like 10 people, or, you know, and then follow them for 2 to 4 years, like do something where they go into housing, like with support for the children. They learn like where they're not required to work for the first year, but they can learn a trade, a skill, or education, have, you know, some training on healthy meals for the child or what the child needs emotionally, because we're not taught this a lot of stuff at home, because if our parents don't know, they can't teach us. And so having that year and what it would do for the baby too, because that first 3 years is critical. What's your take on that?
That would be amazing because it is so critical. And I know, like, just from my experience with all my children, you know, for my my oldest 3, I wasn't really present for their childhood because I was working or I was in addiction, and you know, they were with caregivers or, you know, just other people all the time, and just their you can tell the difference with my older 3 children and with my newborn now. She's 10 months old. Just the way she connects with people and the way my older children connected with people are 2 different things. Like, I think it would be great. That would be a great grant for people, and because I know, like me growing up, I didn't learn a lot of things because my mom wasn't emotionally present, and she didn't learn them things because she, you know, her father died when she was 13 years old and was raised by a single mom, so she just didn't learn them things because they weren't present. So I think it'd be great.
And you know, like that year is like, you know, so critical for a lot of things, having that year behind you. And the first year of the baby's life is really stressful, you know, with postpartum for a lot of people too. But I think a lot of it too that we aren't talking about is the trauma for 0 to 3. That's like the studies have come out now. And I know I sent them to you the other day, so I can't remember the data, but it's like there are significant things if there was trauma from 0 to 3. Heart attack increased, substance use disorder, mental health concerns, economic prosperity. Like it really, like there was dramatic, like negative effects, and you wouldn't think because they wouldn't remember, but it really does affect the brain.
Yeah, it's the subconscious mind. Like I know, this is getting a little personal, but my my youngest boy, he was took when he was 7 days old, and he lives with my parents now, but he had to go through a lot of therapy for attachment disorders, and all that kind of stuff. So it does affect people, and like I went to prison when my other 2 were pretty young, and they have a lot of like PTSD, anxiety. My oldest has, she got really addicted to Xanax and other stuff, and yeah, it all stemmed from the trauma, the PTSD of being, you know, my daughter watching her dad beat me up and going to prison and her being took from me. So it has a huge effect on them, and
yeah.
And it doesn't even take all that. Like a lot of people are like, well, I just, you know, wasn't as present as I should have been, or, you know, but babies bond in a certain way, and that's how you're wired to learn attachment through watching. And even like I heard this one thing and it like stuck with me. It's been like years. They said when you go to, I think it was Russia, the like orphanages in Russia, they're like silent. You know, normally you go to places where there's a lot of babies and children, it's loud. There's no crying. You know why? They know no one's coming for them. Babies cry because their moms or their dads come and give them what they need or try to find. When somebody doesn't come, there's no reason to cry.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn.
Wow.
That's sad.
That's wicked sad.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't even really think about that when we're getting sober, I mean, that the time that we missed with the kids growing up and how that's going to affect them later on in life. I think they call it what an adverse childhood experience, where they're carrying a trauma which they may or may not know about it, and then later on down the road it may push them into substance use disorder or some mental health disorder. So yeah, that is a whole new ball game right there that we definitely need to take a look at.
Yeah, and then I especially like, as much I love the idea of the first year, for them having all that support, but I also love, because of what we were talking about earlier, that like the long-term continuum of care is so key for success, like sustained recovery, success. So, that idea to have, follow along them for 2 to 4 years, that gets them through almost all the way to that magic 5, right? And that's huge.
Well, and the big thing I was thinking is if they were tracked like 2 to 6 years to see the economic changes and like the effects like on their children versus somebody that didn't have that opportunity, I think that the data would show that their life would be tremendously improved. So the economic benefits to the community, because it's because like
it would almost be a sense of accountability as well. Because I know, like me personally, having that accountability, like with parole officers or and them like I don't know, it helps, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Plus, I think being a mom's hard, especially that first year. If like there's somebody there, if it's like if the baby's crying, and you get a little overwhelmed, like that person can be like, it's okay, take a couple of minutes and cool down, or go take a nap. Like, I'm here. Just having someone there, like, I think would be beneficial.
Tanya, did you enter our book giveaway? Because Brett's getting ready to hit that button.
I did not. I didn't even know. Like I said, I just jumped on when I...
The hashtag's on that banner at the bottom of the screen. See it? Enter that hashtag in the comment.
Well, she can't see it because she's on her phone talking to us.
Oh.
Well, letting me, right?
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
There's the book.
I'm so glad you called. I don't think I've ever talked to you on the phone all this time we've known you.
No, I don't think we ever have either.
Dude, I used to be really good buddies with her husband.
Really?
Hell yeah, dude. And I was like, oh my fucking God, when I realized she was married to him, because we've been connecting for a while now on here. And then it just all came out, It was like, holy shit, man. Wow. Kyle's the shit.
That's funny. Small world.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure is.
It was the universe telling you need to reconnect with Kyle. My computer's about to die. I gotta find the charger.
All right, are we ready to do the book giveaway?
Do it.
I'm gonna put it back on the screen again so everybody can
watch
see
Tanya for the
cover.
win.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, because she's on the phone.
Last second caller wins the book.
No, you can't change the rules.
I hit the cue a little too soon. It's still going. I need a longer drum roll.
Where's the electric kazoo?
Oh, Tina. Congratulations, Tina.
Yay,
Tina.
Woo-hoo! But didn't we already said Tina was going to get a book and the t-shirt? So,
oh, yeah.
Okay, so you want me to hit the button again?
Yeah, hit
it.
Okay.
JR.
JR, congratulations.
I need a longer one.
Oh,
Billy. All right, Billy.
Billy Christian.
He's making out like a bandit lately.
Strong Island.
He's been winning a lot.
Baby.
Sorry, better luck next time, Tanya.
Wah, wah, wah.
I think I have
Yes, you do. You win.
I think Tanya was trying to say bye to us.
Yeah, did she?
No, she's still on.
Yeah, I was gonna hang up.
She
Take
didn't
care.
win. She's mad at us.
No, I'm not mad at all. I was gonna just continue watching.
Give Kyle a high five for me.
I'll do that. He
Right
moves
on.
home in 7 days.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's been 5 years. Crazy, huh?
Wow.
I'm so happy to hear it. I'm so happy to hear it. God bless you both and your children.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you called in.
You guys are killing it. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. You all have a good evening.
You too,
You
Tanya.
too.
Tanya.
So I was looking for a charger. I wasn't trying to.
One of our biggest fans right there, man. It's one of our best homies, Tanya.
I'm one of her biggest fans.
Amen. Amen. But hey, guys, I gotta bounce. I got stuff I gotta take care of before I go to bed, and I gotta get up at 4:30. So,
Ooh,
man.
Everybody have a wonderful night.
At the same time, I have to get up
Nice
and.
meeting you, man. Thank
You're
you.
Yeah,
at
you
4:30,
too,
5:30
Steve.
my time.
Steve, Brett's got my email or my no, he's got my email, but you need my address.
I do, but I
I'll
have
connect everybody.
Brett's email, and I'm hoping that's how I'm going to get all these addresses by Saturday. Does that sound
Yeah, just
good?
CC me. Just CC me in your email, and then I'll give you my address.
Oh, I don't have your email.
I'll get everybody connected.
Okay.
Brett keeps
Also,
CCing me.
JR, we need to get Jason his own email address for the show.
Recovery Revolution.
You want to borrow? You can have mine if you want. I don't really
Yeah,
use
AG doesn't even use hers. I don't know what I'm paying.
not
the
Ashley
$50
Grimes,
a month.
it. No, are you really?
I think it's like
No.
$4, $7.
4? Well, then we should give out the email address more often. If I get it pops up on my phone if I get one.
Hey, JR, I'll pay for my own, buddy. You
So I
just
like to hear.
you're always footing the bill, man.
Dude, now if I get these other two
Hey, I just want you to put me in for that OT. Oh, I'm just kidding.
I pay for StreamYard, man.
Oh,
all right. Oh man,
It's free, isn't it?
No.
It's
and
not.
he buys people microphones and empowers them to find
He
their
does.
voice.
yeah,
And then
that
they
is true.
become
That is true.
and then they
You guys
become
go.
superstars.
Superstars.
They become people with voices.
Amen, sister. Well, I don't know why I even said it like plural because I was talking about Ashley. And yeah, I was talking about you, AG, you fucking star.
Superstar.
All right, guys. I'm really leaving now. Bye.
I'm about to play the outro music and we're gonna wrap things up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.